At the edge of silence, when the night grows heavy and the world slips into its quietest hour, something sacred unfolds, something not seen by eyes but felt deeply within. Tonight isn't just any night. It's the kind of night when a message is sent from realms beyond, carried not by sound, but by light, stillness, and spirit. Archangel Michael has spoken, and if you're hearing this, it's because your name is involved in something greater than you realize. This isn't random. You were drawn here for a reason. And that reason lies in a warning that was spoken into the heavens, set to disappear with the final chime of midnight. There's a spiritual window open right now, one that allows divine truth to pass through. But this window isn't open forever. It closes when midnight fades into memory. And if you miss this moment, it may not return the same way again. That's why the warning Archangel Michael brings is so urgent. Not to frighten you, but to awaken you. You've likely felt it already, an uneasiness, a repetition of numbers, dreams that feel too real to ignore, or a sudden pull toward silence just before midnight. These are not coincidences. These are preparations. Archangel Michael, the protector of light and the warrior of divine timing, has been watching the movements around your home. Not just physical events, but the spiritual tensions that gather quietly like storm clouds. This message is not about fear, it is about awareness. And awareness, when embraced in time, becomes protection. The gate mentioned in this message is not a physical one, it is a spiritual threshold. It holds back something that has tried to enter before. And now, it knocks again. You may have noticed patterns repeating in your family. Cycles of bad luck. Unexplained illness. Sudden arguments. Financial losses that feel timed, not random. These patterns are symptoms of a deeper spiritual problem, one that Archangel Michael is now authorized to speak over. This isn't new. Your ancestors saw this gate too. They prayed for protection. Some succeeded in holding it closed. Others may have forgotten, and the results left marks across generations. Tonight, the battle returns. And now it's your name that echoes in the midnight scroll. Archangel Michael says there is still time, but only if you act from the spirit, not the flesh. He's been trying to reach your energy, your intuition, and your dreams. But the world is noisy. You've been distracted, maybe even discouraged. But tonight is different. Heaven doesn't speak in loops. It speaks in divine moments, and this is one of them. The weight you've been carrying? It's spiritual. That sense of being watched? It's not paranoia, it's presence. Something has been waiting to access your life again, but Archangel Michael has stood in its way, holding the gate. However, gates require watchers. And even the strongest angels respect human will. That is why this warning exists. At midnight, a threshold will attempt to open again. And it must either be crossed with light, or closed with ignorance. There is no middle ground. The energy in your home has already been shifting. Pay attention to sudden chills, flickers in electronics, pets acting strange, or your sleep being disrupted. These are the signs. They're not meant to alarm you, they're meant to prepare you. Archangel Michael reminds you that your prayers are louder tonight. Your intentions pierce deeper. This is a divine loophole in the spiritual realm, where decisions echo louder. And protections are activated with more power. But it only works if you choose to listen, to act, and to align. The gate is open now. But it is not visible with the eyes, it is felt in the heart. And your heart already knows what this is. You've felt the pull. You've sensed the shift. There is something, someone, trying to reach you from the other side of this message. Maybe it's a loved one in spirit. Maybe it's a higher version of you, urging you to awaken. Maybe it's the child in you who once believed in the invisible and now realizes that the invisible has never stopped believing in you. Whatever it is, it's sacred. And it's close. Too close to ignore. Midnight isn't just a moment on the clock, it is a spiritual pivot. And tonight, that pivot will determine whether something dark passes through or is turned away once again. Archangel Michael says this moment isn't just about your home, it's about your legacy. Whatever is seeking entry tonight has followed your bloodline, waiting for a weak moment, a distracted heart, an unguarded doorway. But heaven never lets darkness move without first sending a warning. That warning is this very message. And now, you must decide what to do with it. Maybe you're thinking, why me? And the answer is simple. Because you're strong enough. Because you've been entrusted with this moment, not cursed by it. Archangel Michael says, not everyone gets a chance to intercept a spiritual pattern before it repeats. But you have been given sight. You've been given intuition. The chills you feel now, that quiet tug in your stomach, it's your spirit recognizing truth. It's the deepest part of you remembering something your mind hasn't caught up with yet. There's something sacred about your family. A light that darkness has always tried to dim. It may have come in the form of betrayal, loss, confusion, or even abandonment. But tonight, heaven says that cycle can be broken. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Now. In this window. Because after this hour passes, the spiritual access point closes, and what was meant for you might be delayed, again. Archangel Michael urges you not to ignore the quiet whispers. They are not your imagination. If your dreams have been intense lately, filled with signs, symbols, even unknown voices, then know they are part of this warning. The spiritual world speaks in signs, numbers, flickers, and feelings. And when those signs repeat themselves, especially near the witching hour, it means divine hands are moving behind the veil. There's a shadow moving tonight. It isn't new, and it isn't random. But this time, the difference is you. You are awake. You are aware. You've been positioned like a spiritual gatekeeper. Not just to protect your house, but to realign the energy that's been disturbed for years. This isn't about fear, this is about alignment. Because once this gate closes, the energy will shift. And what you do now will either guard your space with light, or allow unseen forces to creep into what was once sacred. Michael speaks firmly now, cleanse your space. Speak protection. Light a candle not out of ritual, but out of intention. Reclaim your spiritual authority. Because you're not just protecting yourself, you're standing for generations before and after you. Some of your ancestors never had this chance. You do. Don't waste it. Tonight, stay sensitive. The hour between 11:11 and 12:01 carries a frequency. You might feel the urge to check the clock. You may suddenly feel emotional. You may hear a whisper in the quiet. That is not coincidence, it's invitation. Heaven is speaking. The gate is glowing. But only for a brief moment more. There are times when the physical world and the spiritual realm overlap so closely that even the most skeptical heart can feel it. Tonight is one of those moments. You may find yourself remembering things from your childhood, old prayers, visions, or even a specific feeling you once had when everything around you was silent. That's not nostalgia. That's memory awakening. A divine memory. Because before you were born, your soul made an agreement to show up for this very moment. Archangel Michael says, if you're feeling uneasy tonight, don't ignore it. If your pet is restless, your electronics are glitching, or your dreams are chaotic, this is not random. It's a ripple. A vibration passing through your atmosphere. But the power to resist it has already been placed inside you. You are not alone in this. You never were. Heaven's light surrounds those who believe, who listen, and who prepare with reverence. This storm that's brewing in the spirit isn't just aiming at your home, it's looking for any opening. And those openings can come through fear, bitterness, unforgiveness, or simple neglect of your spiritual boundaries. That's why this message is sacred. It gives you time to respond, not react. To anchor yourself before the shift becomes too heavy to carry. Tonight, don't just be spiritually awake, be spiritually active. Speak the name of the divine aloud. Walk through your space with intention. Cover your children, your loved ones, your sleeping dreams. You are not begging the universe, you are partnering with it. You are declaring that your home belongs to heaven, not to the chaos of shadows that linger just beyond the veil. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, remember, you're not being asked to be perfect. You're only being asked to show up. That's all heaven needs from you. A heart that's willing. A spirit that's open. A mind that's alert. The rest will be carried by angels. Michael reminds us, the 2 hours before midnight are not just physical time, they are spiritual checkpoints. Portals where destiny can shift. Blessings that were delayed can be released. Curses that were spoken over your family can be broken. But only if someone stands up and says, not tonight. Not in this house. Not with my name on it. You are that person. When the veil begins to thin, signs begin to magnify. Archangel Michael wants you to understand, nothing happens by accident in the realm of spirit. If you've been seeing repeated numbers, hearing names from the past, or waking at the same time every night, these are not coincidences. These are spiritual time codes. Indicators that you are being watched over and gently nudged toward awareness. And tonight, more than any other night, you are being called. Not with loud thunder or blinding light, but with stillness. Stillness that speaks volumes. Stillness that says, pay attention. Michael says, the enemy moves quietly. He doesn't kick down the door, he looks for the one that's been left cracked open. He searches for exhaustion, for worry, for disconnection. But your awareness, your vigilance, is your spiritual lock. And that lock, once activated, keeps your family sealed under divine protection. Look around your home. There are objects that carry energy. Photos, heirlooms, even gifts that may have been received with hidden intentions. Tonight is a good night to cleanse. Not just with water or smoke, but with prayer. With spoken word. With declarations of light. Michael encourages you to speak like this. Anything not sent by God must leave. Any energy not aligned with heaven must go. My home is a sanctuary. My body is a temple. My name is sealed by divine protection. These words, when spoken from the heart, become swords in the spirit. And with them, you join the army of light. But remember this, the warning is not to scare you, it's to empower you. You were never meant to live in fear. You were meant to live in discernment. And tonight's message is not just about protecting yourself, it's about breaking a cycle. A generational cycle. Something that's tried to reappear in your bloodline again and again. But with your awareness, and the presence of Archangel Michael beside you, it ends here. There is still time, but not much. 2 hours. That's all you've been given. Enough time to prepare, to align, to anoint. And to listen. Because between now and midnight, there may be a sign. A flicker. A sound. A sudden thought. That is the moment. That is when the message will fully come through. So don't brush it off. Don't scroll past. Don't distract yourself with noise or doubt. You are being divinely summoned, and heaven is waiting for your response. If this message touched something deep in your soul, don't ignore it. You were guided here for a reason. This was heaven's timing, not coincidence. Before you scroll away, take a moment. What part of this message felt like it was just for you? Let us know in the comments. Your words might be the confirmation someone else is praying for. And if this message truly resonated with you, don't just watch and walk away. Tap that super thanks button. Your support is not just a donation, it's a spiritual offering that helps keep messages like this alive for others still searching in silence. If it spoke to your heart, give from it. This isn't just a channel. It's a divine connection for souls like yours. Hit subscribe and stay covered in truth, protection, and light, because more messages are coming, and they might just save someone you love. Heaven has spoken. The hour is late. Let your action echo back to the heavens.